The Newshour Special Edition.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching the Newshour Special Edition this Sunday evening. It is a day after the votes have been cast for Panchayat polls in West Bengal, and in just a single day of polling, the death toll linked to the elections in the state shot up by almost 100%. As of now, 15 people have been sacrificed at the altar of rampant violence in the state, and while there are no answers as to who is responsible for this bloodshed, booth capture and ballot box rigging allegations, the blame game has now found a fresh target: the BSF. Remember, the court had ordered deployment of 822 companies of central forces, which is nearly around 70,000 personnel. Now, even as polling was on, BSF IG, the coordinator of central forces in the state, had written to the State Election Commissioner Rajiv Sinha complaining that we have not been given adequate information for proper deployment. Sinha, on the other hand, has said that the central forces failed to reach on time, with many landing only on the final hours of polling, even in areas which have been seeing violence for days.
Unfortunately, this detail of the locations which have been declared, which were declared by State Election Commission as sensitive, that list was not given to us in advance. But on 7th, a reply came that you can go to the districts and district authority or the SP of the district. They will tell you that which polling booths are sensitive, and there accordingly you can deploy. So accordingly we deployed our troops where the district authority told us that so and so polling booth is sensitive, and wherever we have been deployed, we conducted the elections in a fair and impartial manner.
Now, the BJP has claimed that in several places central forces were not deployed at all, and left leaders for a change agree that this could have been done deliberately in order to leave certain booths insecure. The TMC, however, says that this is a BJP hand behind this, both in not sending adequate forces on time in the first place and asking the BSF personnel to play mute spectators later.
That is a politically motivated statement. They are trying to avoid their responsibilities. You see, the commission expected that this number of forces will come, but they didn't send.
বাংলার মুখ্যমন্ত্রী এত মানুষ খুন করে আপনি কি মহান হবেন? এই বাংলার মুখ্যমন্ত্রী এই মানুষগুলোকে খুন না করলে কি আপনার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীদের পদ চলে যেত? একটা পঞ্চায়েত নির্বাচনে 2-4টে সিট আপনি হারলেও আপনার তো মুখ্যমন্ত্রী গদি চলে যেত না, কিন্তু আপনি একই কাজ করছেন।
It was done deliberately, efficiently to keep the polling booths unsecured. But the State Election Commission not only failed to respond, but they deliberately kept it in the dark.
During the poll day, we did not see any BSF Jawans. We did not see any central forces. So they have to take responsibility for this violence. Is it Shubhendu Adhikari or is it Nishit Pramanik who has ordered them to stand down and be mute spectators? So I think the violence that was unleashed in West Bengal on poll day by the collective opposition parties under the leadership of Shubhendu Adhikari, BSF has to take a huge responsibility of that, because they were mute spectators.
पश्चिम बंगाल में पंचायत के चुनाव में जिस प्रकार से लोकतंत्र की हत्या होते लोग स्वयं देख पा रहे हैं, जहां लोकतांत्रिक अपने मूल्यों को, अधिकारों को जताने के लिए लोग मौत के घाट उतारे जा रहे हैं, उसी टीएमसी की पार्टी के साथ गांधी परिवार गठबंधन कर रहा है। मेरा गांधी परिवार से विशेष ये प्रश्न है कि क्या उनसे हाथ मिलाना मंजूर है उन्हें?
Right, now joining us on the broadcast is Bharati Ghosh of the BJP. PK Mishra, former ADG BSF, is also going to be joining us in a short while. Manojit Mandal, TMC spokesperson, is there with us, and Kaustav Bagchi, who is an advocate. But before I move on, I want to play out a BJP MP's reaction, who says that he has with his own eyes seen attempts at ballot rigging. Listen in.
एक्चुअली यहाँ पे ढूंढ रहा था कहाँ गया मेरा अपना जो बूथ, अपना जो पोलिंग स्टेशन, वो पोलिंग स्टेशन का बैलेट बॉक्स कहाँ है, वो ढूंढते रही हूँ। लेकिन वो बैलेट बॉक्स पूरा मिला है एक रूम में, 116 नंबर रूम में, इसी कैंपस में। तो उसी कैंपस में देखा गया क्या, वो वहाँ पे वो छप्पा मार रहा था। वो पूरा बैलेट बॉक्स को फका करके दूसरा बैलेट को वहाँ पे घुसाने के लिए कोशिश कर रहा था, पकड़ा गया, अभी तक है।
Mr. Manojit Mandal, is there any other way of explaining this?
So why should I dignify this comment from a confirmed goon, Khoghan Murmu of BJP's MP, where the problems were happening in his area? He was responsible for this. We are very clear, out of 61,581 booths, the problems took place in around 60 booths, and whereby only opposition combined, they are responsible for these problems. It's very clear. Our men have been killed. Out of 27, 17 were our people, were brutally murdered by collective opposition led by none other than the governor of this state. I want to understand from the governor of this state, did you ever call meeting of all the political parties before the election? After the declaration of election, you went to places where maximum violence took place. Murshidabad, Nadia. Look at what happened in Murshidabad yesterday. Maximum violence took place in Murshidabad, where you have one of the biggest goons in Bengal by the name of Adit Chaudhary, against whom there are 2 murder cases. He was in jail for 8-9 months, and he was lecturing about non-violence. Shame on these people. We have lost our people, and only TMC was on the receiving line. BSF, CAPF, they have all been remaining mute spectator under the instruction of Shubhendu Adhikari. If they had the instruction from the Honorable High Court, why did not they act? Murshidabad happens to be a border area. Why did not they act? Malda happens to be a border area. Why did not they act? I tell you, this narrative had been planted deliberately by the opposition since the declaration of the election on 8th of June. They have never talked about development. They have never talked about the real issues in Panchayat. 100 days work and development, jobs, nothing. Roads, water, electricity, nothing. They have been planting one single narrative, CAPF, violence, and what do you call? Beat people and then gherao people, beat police, gherao police. These are the narratives of the opposition party since the 8th of June declaration of the election. So violence was perpetrated by the opposition. They thought of perpetrating violence. Unfortunately, police and the CAPF, they could not arrest these people long time back. I repeat, police and the CAPF should have arrested all these people, especially the leaders of the opposition who had been instigating people on the ground for a very long time. It has
been almost 1 month since this violence has been on, since the dates were announced. So you are admitting that the state police has not been able to fulfill its responsibility?
They should have arrested goon by the name of Nausad Siddiqui, who is again
Why
a
did they not?
goon. He was in jail.
While I'm not validating any of the allegations here.
On the streets of
okay. So you're admitting. So you're admitting that the state police did not do its job.
Why did not they arrest? They should have been in jail. They are lecturing. The first
Why are they not in jail?
Is Shubhendu Adhikari.
Why are they not in jail?
Instigated the
Who stopped them from arresting people?
If we keep them in jail, then you people will create mayhem in the street. If we keep them in jail, you people will create mayhem on the
Who is
streets
you
of Calcutta.
people?
The media people.
Why?
We believe in democratic politics.
Why?
We believe with BJP and their lackeys in media. I'm not blaming you. BJP and their lackeys. When this goon Naushad Siddiqui,
Sir, you can't have it both ways. You are saying
vandalizing on the streets
you're
of
saying
Calcutta.
you agree that
He was
these
in
people
jail
should
for
have been
42
arrested.
days.
I will
He
not
was in
vouch
jail
for the
42
allegations
days.
you're leveling.
The opposition
But
combined,
when I'm saying
they
that
have been condemning the government. He is a confirmed goon.
What makes it actually worse is the fact that maximum number of people who have lost their lives are from the TMC. If I could pull out those figures of people who died just yesterday, maximum number of people are from TMC, and yet you want to play the double-sided game. Do you or do you not agree that it has been a failure of the state police?
Naushad Siddiqui, all of them together?
Sir, let's not name one person, no. 15 people have died just yesterday.
They are confirmed goons. I'm telling you, there are a number of cases
I
against them.
am not even
cases
going...
of murder, dacoity, Nitish Pramanik.
Brilliant. Why didn't you arrest them?
You want us to arrest Nitish Pramanik?
Why didn't you arrest them?
You want us to arrest Nitish Pramanik?
Why don't you arrest anybody who has allegations of instigation?
Please, you ensure, I repeat, we will arrest. You ensure, ensure from the Home Ministry.
Over 30 people have died.
There won't be any case, any issues if Nitish Pramanik has been arrested. He created violence.
Sir, if you have a watertight case, I don't know why do you have to ask anybody, but stay on with me because I'm just getting breaking developments coming in that after spate of violence that has been reported in Bengal, sources are now telling Times Now that repolling has been ordered in at least 604 booths. Out of these, 36 booths will be going to repolling in South 24 Parganas. This after the BJP had written to the State Election Commission demanding repolling after allegations of rigging and booth capturing complaints were levelled. Shreya now joins us for more on this. Shreya, what is the reason because of which the repolling has been ordered in all these places?
See, we have seen in the election, there was a major issue, in the voting process, and BJP have again and again said that there was a lot of vote looting. Now, after BJP again and again reaching out to the State Election Commission and also to the central government, what we know right now is that there will be repolling in 604 booths total out of 60,593 booths. This is what we are now. Some districts are still awaited. The list is still to be filled. This is what we know for the moment, and the most number of repolling will be done in Murshidabad. Out of total of 5438 booths, we will see repolling in almost 175 booths.
Okay, do we know the precise reasons, as in when you have a list of booths that has been given, do they mention that repolling is taking place here because there were threats or somewhere else because there was ballot box rigging? Do we have exact reasons?
As of now, we don't have exact reasons, given to the booths, but we know because of all the reasons, because of intimidation, because of ballot looting, because of, vote looting, this is the list we have so far.
Okay, thank you, Shreya, for joining us with those inputs. Now, coming back to the debate, ma'am, TMC is saying that it is because the central forces, A, were not sent in time, B, were not sent in adequate numbers, and C, it was your party who had ordered and instructed, names have been taken of Nisit Pramanik and Suvendu, who had ordered the police personnel, the forces, to stay mute spectators, and which is why there has been rampant violence. Your answer?
Let me tell you that it's time that the Trinamool Congress owns up, passing the buck, passing the failure to the shoulders of the opposition is not going to help. There has been deliberate criminality on the part of the State Election Commission, sponsored by the Trinamool-led state government, to hold the 59,000 troops of the central force and also the state armed police, which has already arrived in Bengal from 25 different states. The superintendents of police who were supposed to deploy them garaged the force and did not send them to the sensitive booths, as a result of which the carnage of death continued. And TMC today is celebrating the carnival of death. They are saying words which the nation don't believe. Bharatiya Janata Party is not taking things to the court on its own. Bharatiya Janata Party is taking the voice of crores of people in Bengal who have been butchered, injured, heckled, harassed, and killed. Their families scarred forever. TMC does not bother. TMC says in CPM time this happened, in Tripura this happened, in Manipur this happened. We are innocent. Let me tell you that this attitude, this aggressiveness, this confidence that whatever we do, we can kill, we can rape, we will get away with everything because our chief minister is Mamata Banerjee. In Bangor, Arabul Islam, their leader, few days back said that if I wanted, I could have killed 50 people. He was not arrested. He was not arrested. Is the BJP responsible for deployment of paramilitary force, or is it the State Election Commissioner, Mr. Rajiv Sinha, who is acting in cahoot with the state government? Tell me, answer me. The nation is watching you. You are on watch, Trinamool Congress. You cannot kill 40 people. 21 people have died within 24 hours, and even after election. 2 persons have died, one in Kultuli and one in Vaishnavnagar in Malda. And you cannot justify the death by shifting the blame conveniently to the opposition leaders. Why don't you arrest? Let me ask you, why don't you arrest? And let me ask the Congress. Are you going to hold the hands of TMC in Bangalore on the 17th and 18th of July after your leader Ranjit Chaudhary publicly speaks that TMC is responsible for all these murders? Are you going to form an alliance of murderers? Let me ask you this.
We'll come to that later, but a lot of questions have also been asked of the BSF, and which is why we need some sort of clarity.
Yeah.
And I would like to get in Mr. P.K. Mishra, who has been a former ADG. Yes, Ms. Ghosh, I'll come back to you. Let's go one by one. Mr. P.K. Mishra, who's former ADG of BSF. Sir, first of all, help us understand how does this process work out? Once the State Election Commission has been told that you need X number of companies, once those companies have landed in the state, what happens? Because now everybody is asking that despite approximately 70,000 personnel extra being deployed, there still have been the same number of deaths in one day as there were in the entire run-up to the elections.
Yes, I can well tell you that even though I was in BSF, I was also in West Bengal Police. I have worked in West Bengal Police also. I can well tell you, this central paramilitary forces, they were in a number of about 59,000. And I have spoken to the DIG of BSF at Calcutta, Mr. Guleria, and came to know that the IG BSF and the DIG BSF, they wrote several letters to the State Election Commissioner to give the sensitive booths so that their forces can be deployed. The worst part of it, after a number of letters to the SEC, he provided much letter with only 4,800, about 4,800 booths which were sensitive, and out of that 10% they were not sensitive, and a lot of sensitive posts were not given. The information was not given. I repeat, it was not given by the State Election Commissioner. The moment the central paramilitary force, they land in the state on the behest of the local administration, the deployment will be done by the SEC and the local administration, and the troops will be going automatically to the booths. The worst part of it, number of booths were left to West Bengal Police, and CPMFs were not deployed for the reasons known to them. And I can well tell you, the booths where CPMFs, the central paramilitary forces, were deployed, not a single booth any violence has taken place or any murder has taken place. It is only in those booths where CPMFs were not deployed, murders were there, and booth capturing was there, and the presiding officer and the media, they were assaulted. All these things happened where
is there a way for you to counter this allegation that the details of sensitive locations were not provided and that was done on purpose?
First of all, I do not speak on behalf of the Election Commission. You had one, CAPF spokesperson talking about the fact that they were given to understand they should be contacting the SP and the DM of a particular area to know about the other thing. That was on record. The fact remains that my point is amply clear. Look at what Shubhendu Adhikari is saying few days back about how to capture booths. He was talking about capturing booths. This is on record. And I can send you the video through WhatsApp. He is saying that if you feel that a particular booth there is not proper polling, you run with the ballot boxes.
If you have that evidence, sir, if you have that evidence and if it is on your phone, why was action not taken against him? Mr. Mondal,
because of instigation from Shubhendu Adhikari.
Mr. Mondal,
I can send you the video.
You don't have to send me the video. You should have sent it to the police. You are saying it was from a few days ago. Why didn't you send it to the police? Why has no action? Ms. Ghosh, just a second. Has any action been taken in this case?
If I send it to the police and this former IPS officer was lecturing about law and order. If for every murder you blame the state administration, what are you doing in Manipur? 180 murders have taken place.
Sir, we'll have a separate debate on Manipur. We'll have a separate debate on Manipur, but over 30 lives have been lost in your state as well. And by the way, wasn't it the state? Sir, wasn't it the state that said that you don't even need
Prime Minister of this country?
Sir,
why is the Prime Minister silent on Manipur for nearly 2 months? You'll never have any debate on Manipur.
Sir, please do not assume what we will debate and what we will not debate. Can you please answer my question?
Even for once.
Can you please?
Could you even ask the Prime Minister for once, sir, why are you silent on this burning of one part of India?
Sir, please don't.
200 people were
Mr. Mondal, can you please answer the questions that are related to your state?
One single tweet on the issue.
Mr. Mondal, my simple question is it or is it not true that West Bengal and your party had said that you don't even need central forces, that the state police is adequate to handle the situation, that you don't even need the central forces, yes or no?
I am answering the question. If murders are happening at local level, if you want to blame the state government, then why by the same analogy you don't blame Manipur government?
Because I'm debating West Bengal elections.
Have the double standard. The fact remains that is Manipur out of India? Is Manipur out of India?
Manipur is out of India. I am not saying Manipur is out of India.
Can't talk about Manipur.
I am not debating Manipur. We've had discussions on Manipur when it was so warranted. Simple question is, did you or did you not say that state police is enough? Mr. Mondal, you're not answering my question. You are saying everything but answering my question. Did you or did you not say that state police is enough?
They said that Manipur has now become Kashmir and Ukraine. Shame on you and BJP.
Shame on me? Why should there be shame on me?
The minister house was burned down.
My job is to ask questions. I have you here.
Shame on Bharti Ghosh and BJP.
I am asking you questions.
I am not shaming you. Why should I shame you? You are a neutral TV person.
Sir, please answer my
Everyone
question.
Knows in this country
my question
what kind of neutral persona you are. Why should I shame you? I am answering a question. If every murder takes place during the election, you cannot connect it with the law and order of the state. If you connect it with the law and order of the state by the same analogy, by this time, Manipur government should have sent dismissed.
But yes, no, wait. You are saying that if law and order problem in the state, it should not be.
You connect it with the law and order situation.
Of course.
What is happening in Maharashtra?
No, even in Manipur, if the state has failed to maintain law and order, of course the state government is to blame.
What is happening in Madhya Pradesh? That is
of course the state government is to blame in Manipur. What is this analogy?
You singled out Bengal because you are scared of Mamata Banerjee. Prime Minister is scared of Mamata Banerjee. That's why you have singled out Bengal.
Okay, Kaustuv Bagchi, let me. Kaustuv Bagchi, you've been very patiently listening. What do you think? Who do you think is to blame in this case? Why have 15 people died in one day? There were some articles that I was reading that say that even in Ukraine in a single day when there are Russian assaults happening, this is not the death toll. This is more than that.
Oh my God.
See, yesterday we have lost about, it's showing 15, but as per our figure, it's more than 17. So what is happening is all throughout the state of West Bengal, we have seen massive bloodshed. Now, there were assurances from the state government, there were assurances from the West Bengal State Election Commission that cogent steps would be taken, prompt steps would be taken so as to avoid violence in the state of West Bengal. When we have moved the High Court, we had moved the High Court. I was the arguing counsel on behalf of Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Now, when the matter was taken up before the Honorable High Court, there was a direction for deployment of central forces. The West Bengal State Election Commission as well as the West Bengal State Government, they had both went to the Supreme Court to oppose such deployment. After Supreme Court had refused to interfere, now thereafter when the central forces they were due to come, the state government said yes that we are going to deploy. And after that, there was a funny thing that took place. They said for each and every district, there would be only one company of central forces to be deployed. Now, if you assume one company of central forces for 22 districts across the state of West Bengal, 22 companies of central forces. Now, that matter was also brought before the Honorable High Court. High Court said that how are you? We are joking or what? And thereafter, the High Court said that the deployment should not be less than what had been in the year 2013. Now, what the important thing is that the person from the BJP who is shouting so much, it was a specific stand by the union government that they won't be able to supply the central forces more than 300, 350 or something. This was their stance 2 weeks back. Before 4-5 days, now they once again said that yes, we are going to supply, we are going to deploy central forces more in number. When High Court said yes, you have to deploy, now they say they said that yes, we are going to deploy. Now the entire thing, the total thing in Bengal, we say a setting between the Trinamool Congress and the BJP. And that is the reason why, that is the complete reason why, because of this setting between the Trinamool and the BJP, the electorate...
So you're saying that there is collusion between the TMC and the BJP? Mr. Bagchi.
Things about the central government.
Let me just say.
Ms. Ghosh, you will get a chance to respond right after this. Let him make his point. I have enough time.
Why do you even such people come on TV? I don't understand.
Ms. Ghosh,
the lady who is shouting.
Ms. Ghosh, let him
to call Mamata Banerjee
Ms.
as
Ghosh,
the mother.
Ms. Ghosh, he's been very patient. Let him answer. I'll come back to you.
Who used to kill opposition workers, who used to heckle opposition workers in the state of West Bengal. Now she has become a very big BJP leader and who has been raising her voice against oppression. Please, I won't listen to such lectures.
No, wait. Let's not waste time. No, sir. Make your point. Ms. Ghosh, please have patience.
So don't come and tell us that we are sharing hands with the
Ms. Ghosh is someone against whom there were allegations that she used to kill, she used to harass opposition party members in the state of West Bengal, while she used to call Mamata Banerjee as the mother. Now she has become a very big rebel. Now she is saying all these things. See, I just don't want to get into all these controversies. All I want to say is the ground level workers in the state of West Bengal from the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are also in a state of dilemma. What they have seen as a result of collusion between the TMC and the BJP, the electorates of the state of West Bengal...
Ms. Ghosh, okay, so you made your point. Ms. Ghosh, now, I can't figure out what you guys are saying. Keep talking over each other. Even the viewer will not understand what you're trying to say. Sir, let Ms. Ghosh respond. Ms. Bharti Ghosh, please make your point. What are you saying?
You have seen Patna, where Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee not only shared the same dais but shared the same cake. Congress comes out openly on national television blaming TMC BJP alliance. Where is the evidence that the central government refused to give force? We had 59,000 force and state armed police from 25 different states waiting for deployment by the superintendent of police. They were not deployed. As a result, the higher-ups of BSF have informed this in writing to the State Election Commission. They have expressed dissatisfaction. Now, after such thing happens, when the paramilitary comes in and expresses dissatisfaction, these political entities come in and blame a collusion. We are watching you, Congress. We will see what you do on Bangalore on the 17th and 18th of July. You
Mr.
will see
Bagchi?
Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee.
You've been
sharing
very
the-
vocal in your
the will
criticism of the
alliance
TMC.
nation
Will you be
in the future.
sitting and sharing the dais with the same party on the 18th of July? Mr. Bagchi, quick answer, then I'll move on to Mr.
See,
Monmouth.
listen, I cannot say about what is. Yes. Just you have to be very patient with me for 2 minutes because I have been listening to this entire debate for a quite long time. Please don't mute my audio. Just let me say what I have to. First and foremost, I want to clarify. In the state of West Bengal, we are not having any alliance with the Trinamool Congress. I make it very clear. The
Nobody is
Congress
insinuated
workers and
otherwise.
leaders of West Bengal will not be in any. Hello?
Yes, sir. Nobody has made any allegations to that effect.
Yes, what I'm saying, there won't be any alliance, nothing to that effect. What you people are saying about, see, on the contrary, what the thing is, it has been between the Mamata Banerjee and the BJP that there is a collusion. Mamata Banerjee goes to different states and her vote makes a difference and BJP enjoys that. Mamata Banerjee's MPs go out on a ride when there is a vote in the parliament. What I would say is that what Ms. Ghosh is saying, Ms. Ghosh is saying all about Bangalore and everything, and it was Ms. Ghosh whom we have seen live on television calling Mamata Banerjee as the mother, and she used to work hand in glove with the Trinamool Congress while she was in service. Shame on such people. Shame on such people who are raising their voice now.
No. Let's now. I think this is just going. This is just going out of track over here. Mr. Morajit Mandal. Now that we are getting information that there is repolling that is going to be conducted, and it might be conducted as early as tomorrow. Can we now have some?
The state, none other than the governor of the state. He has never ever tried to call all party meets. If violence is taking place and if we are at the receiving end, all parties need to be blamed for this, especially the opposition. And the governor, he should have been calling all the political parties on a one platform to make some kind of arrangement that violence should not take place. And please stop. Please stop being violent on TV.
Let him
you have been a violent
spokesperson.
Did I disturb you? Why is he disturbing me? Why is he disturbing me? Why is he disturbing me? Why is he disturbing me?
Guys,
please ask her to
let's
stop.
just be civil.
Please ask her to stop. What is this?
There is no need to heckle. We have enough time.
The governor should have
Ms.
played
Ghosh,
a part.
the question also is, in 2013, today when you say that central forces are required, state is blocking central forces, 2 points that the TMC is making. First, the number of casualties are maximum when it comes to their party, and when in 2013, when there were central forces, the figure of deaths was at 49. And the other data that he put forth was that out of some 61,000 to 63,000 polling booths, you have incidents being reported from 60. Are you being accused of blowing it out of proportion? Do you think that's right?
See, nothing is being blown out of proportion. The High Court judge, Amrita Sinhaji, has said that if so much violence, so much bloodshed, so much unrest takes place, let's stop the polls. And she also said that it's a shame to the government. It is a High Court judge speaking. Today, the BSF is expressing dissatisfaction. You have to understand that these guys, they blame the governor, they blame the honorable judges of the High Court, they blame the opposition. Kaustav Bagchi sat over here and said something which is a gross lie. He cannot prove it. And these guys come together and share it in Patna. But the thing is that the state administration, according to the state list, there are 3 lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Law and order is a state subject. Today, if 40 people have died in a local body election, the state government has to take up the whole responsibility and admit its failure instead of...
You'll be okay with repolling?
Of course. We are very clear. We are very clear. Whatever the election commission decides, we'll abide by that. These people disturbed the election commission yesterday. Look at what Shubhendu Adhikari did. He was agitating in front of the election commission. He locked the election commission inside yesterday evening. They are chaotic people. These people are chaotic. They believe in violence. 33% of their MPs have criminal records, including a terrorist. They have harbored a terrorist in the parliament.
Sir, let's not make allegations that we cannot substantiate and corroborate on an unrelated matter over here. and if there are allegations that you
What
have, you can
kind of
pretty well
substance here?
present
You
them
have
in
a
front
terrorist
of
in the
law enforcement
parliament.
agencies
I have
and
to
get
go now.
action taken.
I have to go, please. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for joining me, and we really hope that
I have to
tomorrow
go
when the
now.
recounting takes place, because this the court has also ordered that central forces should stay for 10 days even after the results have been announced, which is supposed to take place day after, which is on the 11th. Now, Mr. P.K. Mishra, going on from here, now we've seen allegations coming in from the SEC that there were instances where the forces arrived on the day of election. There are allegations that we've heard that list of sensitive areas have not been provided. Now that the number of booths from 61,000 has come down to, let's say, 600 odd that the sources are telling us. Once the number is confirmed, it might change a little bit. What is going to be the protocol from here on? Manojit Mandal was saying that we had already told the central forces that they should go to the DM, they should go to the SP, they'll be told where they have to be deployed. They didn't do so.
No, it's not correct. The controlling authority of CPMF were sitting at Calcutta only, and he was in touch with State Election Commissioner several times, and the forces, when they came, they were asked which are the sensitive booths so that they can go there, they should be deployed there. Whereas the list was not provided to them. I listened to all the speakers. I can well tell you, the CAPFs, they are not under BJP, neither they are the force of Subhendu Adhikari. We have nothing to do with Subhendu Adhikari or BJP. It is under the Ministry of Home Affairs, and we come under the state government when they call us for duty, and it is the DM and SP, they have to deploy us under the direction of State Election Commissioner. And if this 601 or 602 polling booths will be repolled again, I hope they deploy all the central police paramilitary forces, and I can well tell you there will be no incidents if they are all deployed in those places, in all the booths. I can give a vows that nothing will happen in those booths where CPMFs will be deployed. Definitely, they will do their best, and such murders, taking away the ballot boxes and violence will never be repeated in those booths. I can give a promise. They will do their best.
Right.
They will do their best.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen, and Ms. Ghosh for joining us on the broadcast. We sincerely hope that this is the end of lives being lost at the altar of ballots being cast in West Bengal. Nobody should have had to lose their lives or even be injured for exercising their vote. But unfortunately, that is how things have come to be. Thank you for joining us on this broadcast. We take a very quick break.